Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Quantum Playground podcast. I am your host, Anna Cantwell, and I have a strong message and energy update for you for the upcoming full moon in Virgo on March 7th. Now, I was going to record something for you all a couple of days ago, and honestly, the energy of the full moon was just hitting me so hard. And that's part of what I'm going to talk about, that I just didn't feel good enough to do it. But today, the energy has shifted for me a lot, and I bet some of you will be feeling that energy shift as well. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we're feeling this particular full moon in our bodies. First of all, Virgo is an earth sign. And even more than an earth sign, Virgo is represented by the virgin or the maiden and has a strong sense of purification. So right now, the symptoms that we're feeling, if you consider yourself to be a spiritual being or in touch, or even if you're a little bit out of touch with your body, are like detox symptoms. We're getting headaches, migraines, ocular migraines. I've been also hearing about purging, vomiting, feeling nauseous. All of those physical detox symptoms are these negative energies coming up to the surface. We're feeling them, we're acknowledging them, and then we're releasing them and allowing them to move through us. So if you're feeling any of those detox symptoms, if you're getting sick, if you're having headaches when you normally don't, please don't worry. The full moon is on the 7th, and then that energy will be cleared up in a couple of days. But this is necessary for us to move through, bring up, and clear out. This is also a great time to intentionally detoxify your body, doing something specific, even if it's just taking an Epsom salt bath or sitting in the sauna for a little while, or something like going on a cleanse or a fast to support your body with this process. It's kind of like just leaning into the detox vibes and knowing that we might feel a little sluggish, we might feel a little bit off, but it's serving a higher purpose for us. And that higher purpose is the purification of our physical vessel, right? Earth sign, our body, what we can feel, taste, touch, see, all of that. And it's also occurring for us on a spiritual level. There's another reason why this particular full moon, I feel like, is hitting people so hard. There's also an important transit happening afterward, and that is Saturn transitioning into Pisces. Now, Saturn is a very slow-moving planet, which means it takes a long time to transition, and such, the transitions are very rare. So Saturn transitioning takes about 2.5 years, typically. And it was just in Aquarius, now it's shifting into the sign of Pisces. But what's even more significant about this than just that one shift is that since 2018, Saturn has been in signs that Saturn rules. So that would be Capricorn, 2018 to early 2020, and then from early 2020 to now, Saturn in Aquarius. So the fact that Saturn rules over Capricorn and Aquarius, and now it's finally shifting out of those Saturn-ruled signs, is an even bigger shift. The fact that this is doubled up with a full moon, it means that we're going to really be feeling the cleansing, the releasing, and the surrender energies that full moons already bring us, just times like 100. Saturn is a very intense planet. It's about restriction, discipline, boundaries, restraint. And you've probably seen a lot of that presence over the last 5 years, right? We've seen a lot of restriction, limitation, isolation. Those Saturn signs being in the planet of Saturn over the last 5 years just means an extra Saturn-y time, which is harder work, more restriction, more boundary setting, running into roadblocks and obstacles, and we're about to be free of that when Saturn shifts into Pisces. Now, it's not totally home free, but it's free of that extra double down energy of limitation and restriction. The other way that I like to put this planet of Saturn is that it's like doing 2 times the work for half of the return. It's totally just like work harder, nose to the grindstone vibe. And Pisces as a sign is just so much softer. So it's going to bring us a big shift in that space as well, from that harshness into a little more softness, a little more ease. Now, Pisces still has some boundaries work associated with it, but it's not going to be anything like what we've had to experience over the last 5 years with Capricorn that's so rigid, or can be so rigid and so harsh as an earth sign, and Aquarius that's can be so isolated and emotionally detached. At least with Pisces, we get this compassion, we get an air of forgiveness, and we get that nurturing, soft, divine feminine feel from the Pisces shift. So all of that happening, it means you're going to be feeling it. I want to talk a little bit more about the full moon in Virgo and the sign of Virgo. This is a very special time to let go of beliefs that you cannot offer what your gifts are to the world in exchange for really abundant financial compensation. Virgo has this energy of service behind it, and truly dropping into the belief that when you are in sacred service, you are supporting yourself, supporting the world, supporting your community, and that you deserve abundant financial compensation is really taking us into this next era of the new earth. And there's that energy in this full moon. So if you're struggling right now to connect to your purpose, don't worry. That shift is naturally occurring. Just make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is really grounded in service. You're desiring to serve, you're desiring to give your highest gifts to the world. And that could be from painting, that could be from taking out garbage, that could be from serving food, that could be from making music, that could be from healing or having some sort of wellness support. It can really be anything as long as it feels authentic to you and in service to the world. Another aspect that Virgo is known for is being very critical. And we look at this as a bad thing because a lot of times it can turn into harmful negative self-talk. So if the volume has been turned up a little bit on your negative self-talk lately, that's probably why. And there's also a good side to this. Virgo's criticism can be transmuted into discernment, which is a skill that I see spiritual folks, starseeds, anyone who is on their spiritual path and following their work and soul's purpose needs to develop and hone the skill of discernment. It's not judgment. It's not placing blame on other people. It's not looking down on anyone or even looking up at anyone. All discernment is looking within and sensing, is this something that is of my highest good at this time? Is this supporting me at this time? And a really small example of this is what I did on Friday with asking my body, discerning that, you know what, this is a time when I really, really need some extra rest, and I can film this podcast another day. And then today, discerning, looking in, yes, is this the right time to deliver this message? It is. And now the energy and the frequency of this message is going to land so differently within you. Feeling into that yes or no, listening to your body, right? A lot of this being centered in the body and not getting caught up in the mind, where Virgo, who is ruled by Mercury, the planet of intellect, of communication, of analyzing things and logic, can get so stuck in their heads, bring it into the body, listen to your body, and ask your body to hone the practice of discernment. It's so, so important. And that could apply to hiring someone to work with. That could apply to maybe you're applying to an academic program. That could apply to taking a supplement. You might ask your body first, is this the supplement that would most support me right now? Even if you have a friend or someone recommended it, someone that you know, it really helped them, it still might not be right for you. And you always have to run that through your system and ask your body and listen for a clear yes or no. The last piece of this full moon in Virgo that it's really bringing us is the energy of just striving for improvement and to be better. Not from a pressury way, not from a I'm not enough way, but truly from seeking to evolve, seeking the natural evolution of your soul. And the word that I love to use for this that keeps it away from the not enoughness is emergence. You are allowing your soul, more of your divinity to be seen, to be heard, to emerge, to ask for what it is that you're desiring, to shoot for your big dreams. And that emerging is a natural unfolding process, not a pressured crunch time deadline, I'm not enough, so I have to prove myself vibe. There's also a lovely balancing energy, as there always is, with the opposing sign of the full moon, aka Pisces in this case, because Pisces has this energy of forgiveness, gentleness, and compassion with it. So that as you're striving, as you are blossoming, as you are emerging, Pisces has the softness, compassion, and forgiveness for you to allow that to be a natural process. Overall, I want you all to take care of yourselves during this full moon. It's been a bit of a wild one. I know I had some major headaches. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of physiological symptoms right now. So get that extra rest, lean on your support systems, connect with your loved ones, and drink a lot of water, get outside, connect with the earth, put your bare feet in grass if you can, get some sunlight, and enjoy the shifts that are coming with this full moon in Virgo and the shift from Saturn in Aquarius to Saturn in Pisces. Last but not least, I'm going to pull an animal guides card for us to support us with this transition. This is the Orca card, and this is all about being adaptable. Virgo is a mutable sign, which means that it's able to adapt for its own benefit. Now, that could include some of the things that we've already talked about, which is your body adjusting, your body naturally detoxifying, which it does on your own, and we can also support that process, and your body and your spirit body upgrading to these new frequencies, acclimating to things being easier, getting more accustomed to your life being really dreamy and really awesome. There's also another energy from Orca. As you can see, it's around the globe. Orcas are the most abundant animals in that they're in every latitude and every longitude. So even if you're in a location right now that might not feel ideal to your awakening process, that's okay. You can tap into the energy that you need within you. You have it everywhere. And I know I've had to move through that from transitioning from California to Ohio for a little bit, and now we're about to move to Colorado. There are totally different spaces on Earth that can unlock new frequencies within you. Of course, there are so many sacred lands on this entire globe to discover, and there also are some that are unique to you But do not let that get in your way of doing the things that are good for you and using your gifts, your creativity, and your intelligence to live a really beautiful life just because you're in a location that might not feel ideal right now. Okay, loves, that is all. Animal guides right now are on sale for all of March for $33.33. It's a super great deal. So you can head to my Instagram or our website to get yourself your very own animal guides deck. And if you enjoyed this, please send it to someone who you think could benefit. Thank you all so much for listening.